Hello there, good people of the world. Welcome to another Flight Sim Safari. Tonight we're going to do a couple of flights for the BushDivers VA. Nothing more, nothing less. And I'll try to do some proper, for crying out loud. Uh, Hello there. It's always, I thought I got over that, but obviously I didn't. So, hello there, good people of the world. Welcome to another Flight Sim Safari. Tonight we're going to do some more flying for the BushDivers virtual airline here on Papua New Guinea. I am in an islander as usual lately. It's one beautiful plane. After I have adjusted the brakes, there's another. There was a video where I try to explain how to adjust the brakes so that it feels more realistic from what I've seen on other videos. Of course, I have never flown an islander myself. I've been a passenger twice in that kind of plane, but of course, during these flights, the pilot never had the necessity to step on the brakes like there's no tomorrow. So I took a look at a couple of videos on YouTube, and I thought that the performance of the brakes here in FS 2024 wasn't good enough. It just wasn't strong enough, those wheel brakes, because obviously they need to be strong if you want to do these STOL short takeoff and landing bush flights. So anyway, let's turn this thing on and make sure that we're good to go. Prop full forward, fuel mixture, there's the throttle. Let's turn on the fuel pumps real quick and make sure that the fuel can flow freely. We need to turn on the ignition, step on the brakes, and see if this thing is going to turn on. Yes, it does. We're going to increase the idle throttle a little bit here and reduce the mixture for taxi. We can turn off the fuel pumps now and turn off external supply. Wait, does it? It's not work. There we go. And go to port generator. Then we can turn on the lights, landing lights. Funnily enough, this thing does not have. For the life of me, I am not able to find a taxi lights on this plane. I'm not sure if this is realistic. If this plane just doesn't have them, I don't know. There is no. As you can see, there is one switch which is inoperable. Maybe that's the taxi lights. I don't know. But we can only turn on the landing lights. So that's what we're going to do. The flight plan looks as follows. We are going to start from Mount Hagen. We've got a chartered flight from Mount Hagen to the little airstrip of Kombaku, Alpha Yankee Oscar uniform. It's just a little hub of about 33 nautical miles. Shouldn't be too much of an issue. We can take a look at the weather conditions at our destination. We only have interpolated weather, but it looks not that bad. All runways are good for takeoff and landing, which means we can choose whatever approach we want. Since I have not been at this particular airport before, I would say that we're going to do a flyover anyway. And let's take a look as if there is any kind of approach that makes sense. There are a lot of mountains here around this airstrip, so we probably want to approach it from, let's see, what might make sense. Probably from this side here. Well, we'll see. We're just going to fly there and take a look. There are quite a couple of airfields here in the vicinity. There's another one. I should not mistake that one for this. it happened before that I mistook one airfield for another. So, yeah, we're supposed to fly at about 10,000 feet because there are some mountains in the way here. But other than that, we don't have any rain. We don't have any serious obstacles, so this should be pretty easy. I'm going to put that away. We have a contract which is pretty lucrative. It's $5,000 to transport 9 people. I have the wrong livery, so you're not going to be able to see passengers, but never mind that. Let's put in the destination real quick here. Alpha Yankee. Oh man, just hate this. Alpha Yankee. And it's Oscar and uniform. Kumbaku airstrip. Yep. And we're going to take a look at the procedure. I think that it might make sense to use runway 18 because otherwise we're going to have a lot of mountain in the way. 18 might be the right approach. But we'll see once we get there and make our final decision. There we go. Okay. And let's configure the autopilot real quick. We're going to go to 10,000 feet, obviously. Go. And we're going to fly with indicated airspeed, meaning I'm going to set the autopilot to climb with a certain speed, and that is going to be 100 knots. That should be good enough. Oh, dude, I hate this bug. It's moving so quickly and then so slowly. Okay. That looks all fine and dandy to me. I think we're good to go. I'm going to switch over to this display, put in the flight plan, turn it off here, have our nearest airports list up and running, go away. Okay, so let's talk to ATC. Where's Mount Hagen Tower? Of course, I am using say intentions. Mount Hagen ground, correction, Mount Hagen Tower, Islander Papa 2 Delta Foxtrot Delta, good morning.
Islander Papa 2 Delta Foxtrot Delta Hagen Tower, good morning.
Mount Hagen Islander Delta Foxtrot Delta is on ramp. Request VFR to Kumbaku at 10,000 north eastbound departure with 10 POB.
Islander Papa 2 Delta Foxtrot Delta Hagen Tower. Taxi to general aviation parking at your discretion. Monitor this frequency.
No.
Islander Delta Foxtrot Delta. Climb altitude 10,000 feet. After takeoff, fly runway heading until reaching 5500, then proceed on course. Runway 26, winds calm, cleared for takeoff.
Now the question is, do these guys have a... They don't have a ground frequency, that's the problem here. He wants me to take off, but I'm not even at the runway. Let's try with a ramp. I'm not sure about this here. Mount Hagen ground, Islander Papa 2 Delta Foxtrot Delta, good morning. Mount Hagen, Islander Papa 2 Delta Foxtrot Delta is on ramp. Request VFR to Kumbaku at 10,000 northeastbound departure, 10 POB. Am I gonna get an answer here? Am I doing something wrong? Obviously, might be the problem. Mount Hagen ground, Delta Foxtrot Delta. Did you copy my last transmission?
I didn't copy that. Say again.
On Hagen ground, Islander Delta Foxtrot Delta is on ramp. Request VFR to Kambaku at 10,000 northeastbound departure 10 POB.
I didn't copy that. Say again.
I'm not sure they can... Oh, dude. No. Things don't go as expected, as usual. I don't know why. Let's just go ahead and bring this bird in the air. Stop real quick and see if the brakes are working, the controls are clear. Flaps to take off. We're gonna set the trim for takeoff. That looks good. Okay, can't see anybody approaching here, so let's cross the runway and go to 26. 26 is this one here. Weather doesn't look half bad, so. And the simulator had said when I was still at the selection screen for the takeoff, for the departure airport, it said that we'd have IFR conditions here, but that is not the case. It looks pretty nice. Nobody coming in. To turn down the music, otherwise I'm not going to be able to listen to ATC here. It's better. Alrighty. Flaps are set. Let's just make a quick check about the mixture. There we go. Looks good. Fuel pumps are off. Trim is set. Altimeter is set, and away we go. $50, $60, rotate, and we're airborne. We've almost got full fuel and all passengers, so we're not completely at the limit of what the Islander can carry But we're not that far away, so. But this thing can climb like a monkey, so we're not going to have any difficulties. Just raise the flaps. Fly runway heading for a couple of miles, and then make a right turn. Switch to flight information services and announce our departure. Mresby, Kodiak Delta Foxtrot Delta just took off from Mount Hagen, climbing to 10,000 en route to Kambaku, request flight following. Let's activate the autopilot. Nav, there we go. Something is wrong with ADC today. I'm not getting any kind of response from the system. I'm not sure what is wrong here, but it doesn't really work. Or am I not getting something here? Live weather, controls, headset. Volume is good. I would say default output device. That's correct. Default input.
This is what COM 1 sounds like.
Yeah, the output.
This is what COM 2 sounds like.
Sounds nice as well. Okay, let's try again. Mount Hagen info. Papa Islander Papa 2 Delta Foxtrot Delta just took off from Mount Hagen, climbing to 10,000 en route to Kambaku Airfield, request flight following.
Islander Delta Foxtrot Delta. Flight following is on request. Squawk 2555 then ident.
Okay, we can pull back on the RPM. Let's go to 2300.
Islander Delta Foxtrot Delta. Maintain VFR altitudes. Own navigation.
VFR altitude, own navigation, Delta Foxtrot Delta. Okay. So let's take
Islander Delta Foxtrot Delta. VFR altitude and navigation acknowledged.
So here we go. Let's take a look at the weather situation at the radar. Currently, there's not a whole lot going on. We've got busy weather up here, but that should not affect our flight so far. That looks pretty good. We're running 2300 RPM. Let's bring that down here. Make sure we're not wasting any fuel. I'm going to go down to fuel flow of about 10 gallons per hour. Bring down the manifold to 17. That's good. Here we go. Looks all nice and dandy. Yeah, so it's been a busy week. Today I have had the opportunity to fix a roof from a little garden shed. The entire weekend was blocked by family matters. Didn't have any opportunity to fly, but tonight there's a little bit of room to do this. And last week, unfortunately, I wasn't able to continue the tour flights. What's happening with the autopilot here? I wasn't able to continue the tour flights because there was just too much going on. But next week, on coming Thursday, Tuesday and Thursday, we're gonna fly Pacific Edge and Ring Road Rally. So I guess that we're gonna be able to stick to the schedule again. Let's make sure mixture is good. There we go. For if there are guys out there who don't know, in the Islander it's pretty easy to see which setting for the mixture is the best possible setting to get the most performance out of the engine. Just take a look at the EGT values here. That's the basically the exhaust temperature in Fahrenheit. So we can go ahead and as you can see, if I'm moving the levers here, the indicators go down, the needles go down, and that means the engine is not running at the highest possible level because it's not burning the fuel most efficiently. But if I'm you can just go ahead and adjust the levers to make sure that the needles are at the highest at the highest peak they can be at. So currently they're at about 18, 16, 17, like 17, and then I'm gonna get the best performance out of the engine. And depending on the altitude that you're flying at, the setting will differ. It will be different. So at high altitudes, in most cases, you're going to have a lower mixture setting, and the lower you are, you're going to have a higher mixture. So it does make sense. Sometimes I'm not sure if this is something that real pilots do, because I'm not a real pilot, really. But you can, if you're actually running up the engine at the airport. I mean, here in Papua New Guinea, we have quite a lot of airports that are at a higher level, like, I don't know, 3,000 to 5,000 feet, sometimes even more than that. And then it makes sense to get the best takeoff performance. It makes sense to adjust the mixture, so you get I mean, obviously you're going to get the best amount of thrust from the engine. So what I'd like to do is put the throttle full forward, and then I'll play around with the mixture setting until I get the highest EGT value, and then I can pull back on the throttle and leave the mixture setting as it is, and then I can be sure that the engine is going to perform nicely at the given altitude, even for takeoff and even for landing. It also makes sense. Shortly, if you have the time and the ability to do so, you can also do this shortly before you land. So in case you're going to have to do a go around, you're going to have the best performance for the engine. Again, I have no idea if this is something that real pilots do. Might well be a mistake to do so, but it works for me in the simulator here, so I'm going to do it anyway. What about the temperature? 9 degrees. Interestingly enough, the Islander does not have a pitot heat. We've got a pitot heat heater. I cannot turn this on. I don't know why this is the case. Maybe they have forgotten to implement this. The only thing that I can do is the propeller de-ice, which we don't need to do right now, but the pitot heat doesn't work. might be something they're going to add in the next version. So the Islander is not complete yet as far as systems are concerned. Or maybe this thing does not even have a pitot tube. I'm not sure, but I guess it does. Let's take a look. It should have one. Almost every single plane has one. There's the engine inlet. But frankly, I don't see a pitot tube. I don't know about you guys, but I don't see one. That's a bit odd, really. Does this plane have a different way to measure the actual airspeed? That's weird. Let's ask a very competent little artificial intelligence. It seems that the Britten-Norman Islander... Oh, man. It seems that the Britten-Norman Islander does not have a pitot tube. Is that correct? I mean, I'm flying in a simulator here, and for some reason...
Es klingt, als hättest du einen kleinen Durcheinander in deiner Anfrage. Breaking Dawn ist der Titel des 4. Buches und der letzten beiden Filme der Twilight.
Crying out loud. Does the real Islander from Britain, Norman, have a pitot tube? Question mark. Yes, the Britten-Norman Islander, like virtually all aircraft, has a pitot tube. It's an essential component of the pitot-static system, which provides crucial blah blah blah. In fact, some configurations of the Islander even offer a second pitot static system with pitot heat fail warning as an option. So, the heck? Oh man, how about you leave me alone? Dude. Toggling off the eye tracking system seems to be a real problem here. I've mapped that onto my yoke and it doesn't seem to work. What the hell? What is wrong with this simulator? I'm really getting annoyed here. Dude. Can't wait for Sim Update 27. That might actually make things work a little bit more reliably. So we're at 8 miles out. Let's zoom in a little here and take a look at the... There's final. Okay. I think looking at what's happening here, we're going to fly manually. Turn off the autopilot, prop full forward, and lose some altitude. So we're going to switch to Hagen info, Delta Foxtrot Delta, would like to request frequency change.
Islander Delta Foxtrot Delta, roger. Frequency change approved. Transponder VFR. Have a nice flight.
Transponder VFR. Frequency change approved. Delta Foxtrot Delta, good day. So let's go ahead and set the transponder to VFR. Here we go. And switch over to the CETA frequency. Kumbaku airstrip, Korea Delta Foxtrot Delta is south of the airport, 6 miles, with the intention to land on runway 18, Kumbaku. So that might get a little interesting here. We do have not the perfect visibility here, obviously. This is a bit dangerous, actually. Fortunately, we have a G1000, so I can see where the mountains are. But this is not something that's that might be something that a real pilot would not do. Trying to land in these conditions. I don't know. Mr. Missionary Bush Pilot might disagree flying in these conditions, or even trying to land. If you cannot see where you're flying, this is not perfect. Yeah, we're gonna make a right turn and take a look at the situation down there. Let's see what it looks like. We might even have a little bit of runway slope here, because usually if the runways are situated in some kind of mountain setting, there it is. This is the actual runway. It is going to have slope. I can promise. That thing is going to be so sloped. Hell yeah. Oh, dude. I mean, basically, this is having a slope runway is not that bad. Oh, dude, is this thing? That's slow. Look at. I'm gonna take a look at the. This is the actual. This is now we're flying level almost, and look at how this thing points upward. Okay, so obviously there's only one way you can approach this runway. Otherwise, you're gonna have to drop off that cliff. We're gonna lower the flaps. Make sure the mixture setting is good. Here we go. Trim the nose down a little. Interesting runway. I like it. Bit of a challenge. So our minimum altitude should be about 6,000 feet before we approach the runway. Obviously we're a little bit too low, right? No, we're not. The runway itself is at... The runway itself is at... The runway itself is at... I seriously don't know. It doesn't say on the map. 6,716 feet. That must be a mistake inside the simulator. Anyway, so let's take a look and make a left turn. Okay, accelerate a bit. Okay. Lower the flaps fully. Man, is that runway slope. I can hardly believe it. That's got to be, I don't know, 20 degrees, something like that. Or even more. Okay, and let's not lose too much speed here, because we're going to have to compensate. Because if we're landing upslope, there we go. Put this thing down and brake. And now, as you can see, it makes sense to have strong brakes. Otherwise, even if this thing is pointing upslope, oh dude, look at that slope. Even if it's pointing outwards, we might have had difficulties with the default brake setting of this plane. So let's make a left turn and park here. And put in some parking brakes. Yeah, as you can see, this is awesome. This is the kind of slope that we're talking about here. Not too shabby. Okie dokie. Let's cut off the fuel here real quick and pick up the bush tracker. Submit the PREP. And pick up another contract, right? I can show you guys. Here is the website. Find contracts. Something that is going off from here. Right now I am... There we go. Lawnmowers... Usually I don't move stuff like this. People are more... there are no people to move, unfortunately. 41 miles. Well... Well, let's pick it up. Find contracts. No, flight dispatch. Let's see. We're going to have to split this one. Since I am flying the Islander, there's only so much payload that I can pick up, which is 2,600 pounds. This is actually not the real value. This is not correct. The Islander in reality can pick up way more than that, like, I don't know, 3,400 pounds, unfortunately. I think I told you guys this in a previous video. In this particular case the BushDivers system doesn't have the correct value here. But we're stuck with this for now, otherwise I'm not going to be able to complete the contracts. We're going to split and make sure that we only pick up as much cargo as we can. Let's see. This is not going to bring us a whole lot of money, as you can see. So since we've got some room to spare, we will first of all, we're going to share this contract for other people to pick up as well. And then we also have this here and this here. Oh, we're overloaded. No, now we can delete that contract. We're still too heavy. What the heck? What is it? Split it. Yeah, something isn't right here with the calculations. I don't know. We're still above the limit. That's not, this doesn't work. I can't split it. I'm going to have to cancel it. But I cannot cancel it once if I have it selected it. The system, sometimes the system drives me crazy. Okay. I cannot do a whole lot with it. How about that? Split is too small. What the heck? Does that work now? Yeah, kind of. Okay, it's going to be a standard flight. Alpha Yankee Delta India. Set and go. Fetch the dispatch. Okie dokie. I'm going to put that on the side here. And make sure that we have the right values here. We've got one pilot. Of course, then we need to put in the right amount of cargo, which is 1,648 pounds. 1,648 pounds. Yeah. Come on. Yeah, that's good enough. The fuel still works. 22 is good. Load the aircraft and off we go. Mixture full forward. We still have the flaps set to do. Let's activate the fuel pumps and let's restart the engines. Okay, we can turn off the fuel pumps again. That one here. Okay. And we're going to change the flight plan to our new destination. Delete the flight plan. Put in a new destination, and that is Alpha Yankee Delta India. Alpha Yankee Delta India. Bundi. Let's take a quick look at Bundi. I will show you guys the map here. Alpha Yankee Delta India. That is Bundi. Show the information. I haven't landed here either. As you can see, there is no track going to this airfield. It's situated somewhere on some kind of ridge. Let's take a look at the weather situation. It's interpolated as usual. All runways are good for takeoff and landing. I would suggest that we only have the option to land on runway 15, because otherwise we're going to run into mountains here. So we can do an approach on 15er. One fiver procedure. Select approach. 15er visual straight fly in. Activate. And nearest airports, there's the list. 6,000 feet. Does the weather say? Release the parking brakes and move and readjust the mixture so that we're going to get the best performance. Takeoff setting for the flaps and takeoff trim, and turn left and call bullshit on the CTF frequency 112.9er. Kumbaku traffic Delta Foxtrot Delta is taking off runway, what is it? Taking off from runway 36 with westbound departure. Kumbaku. Since this is a CTF frequency, we're not going to get an answer unless there is another pilot here. Oh man, look at the slope. We're flying level here. It's no effort at all to take off from this place. Okay, I like it. It's a good airport area. It's a nice airfield, really. Raise the flaps. We will again use, first of all, put in nav, then we're going to use speed to climb to the desired altitude. We are supposed to go to 10,000 feet again. A 100 knots. I should have done that while we were on the ground, of course, but that's what you get if you don't use a checklist. Here we go. Okay, let's see if we can get over this ridge here in time. Reduce the RPM to 2,500. That is the right value for climb, and 2,300 is for cruise. Mixture is good. Yeah, there are quite some clouds here. We're climbing into the clouds, but as you can see, the Islander is really, it can climb like the awesome plane that it is. We're gonna switch to the flight information. Frequency, no, we're gonna go to control. Let's talk to Moresby, I guess. Moresby, Kodiak, correction, Islander Delta, Foxtrot Delta, just took off from Kumbaku Airfield. Request flight following.
Islander Delta Foxtrot Delta, you are already under flight following. Continue on your current course.
Continuing on my course, hello there, good night, and have a nice day. Goodbye. Delta Fox, Delta.
Islander Delta Foxtrot Delta, flight following terminated. Squawk VFR. Goodbye.
That's what you get if you fool around with these guys. They don't like that. Oh man. To adjust the camera a little. Merez B, Kodiak Delta, correction. Islander Delta Foxtrot Delta made a mistake. I do not want to cancel flight following. Please continue.
Islander Delta Foxtrot Delta Roger. Radar services terminated. Squawk VFR. Frequency change approved.
I do not want to terminate flight following. I want to continue to get flight following. Please, Delta Foxtrot Delta. Well, I'm still getting the same answer. We're going to change the way to approach this, obviously, otherwise we're not going to get anywhere. Meresby Info, Islander Delta Foxtrot Delta is requesting flight following. So we can go to 2,300.
Islander Delta Foxtrot Delta, Squawk 2555 and ident.
Yeah, we should still have the code. No, we don't have it. 2555. There we go. And ident. Transponder is on.
Islander Delta Foxtrot Delta. Radar contact. 5 southwest of Kombaku airstrip at 10,000 feet. Kombaku, QNH 1020.
QNH 1020 Delta Foxtrot Delta. Okay, let's make sure that we're not burning more fuel than necessary. As usual, 10 gallons per hour. Sounds good to me. So, Meresby Info, how's your day been so far?
Islander Delta Foxtrot Delta. All good here.
That's nice to hear. Meresby Info, Delta Foxtrot Delta has destination Alpha Yankee Delta India. Please confirm.
Islander Delta Foxtrot Delta. Information Delta confirmed. Destination AYDA acknowledged.
This is not what I was saying, but, well. I guess the system cannot deal with idiots like me who have no idea how to deal with real ATC, so I don't blame them. Nice view out there. Here, let's open up the window, get a bit of fresh air. Oh, there's a massive screw here. Screw you, screw. I would love to touch the props here, but that might not be healthy. The tires already look a bit worn out, really, because I'm stepping on the brakes so violently. I'm sorry, plane. I really am. Where's the goddamn pedo tube? I cannot see the pedo tube. How about you close the window? There we go. I cannot see a pedo tube on this plane. This is rather unusual, isn't it? 18 miles to go. 18. Oh. Wait a second. We're moving in the wrong direction here. What the hell? What the hell? What is happening here? Things are completely falling apart now. This is I don't know. I didn't want to go to Mount Hagen here. This is wrong. This is all wrong. Flight plan, cancel, delete. What the heck? This is all no. I want to delete the flight plan. Yes, thank you. And I want to go somewhere else. What? Let me choose something else. There you go. No, we need Delta. Did I do something wrong along the way? I cannot remember that I did something wrong. Bundi. We did put in Bundi, right? Okay, well. Oh, sweet mother of God. Okay, let's see. Bundi. Yeah, runway 15 still works. Obviously, I think that Mount Hagen also has a runway 15. Let's take a look. Because otherwise I would have seen it. Mount Hagen. No, Mount Hagen doesn't even have a runway 15. How did that all happen? Weird shit. Dude, runway 15, okay. Let's put in the procedure for runway 15. How about that? What the heck? It says Goroka. Something doesn't add up here. New bugs. Okay, how far are we away? 42 miles. Weird stuff. There we go, that's the perfect mixture. Let's take a look at the weather situation. Zoom out a little, otherwise we're not going to see anything. Oh, look at the radar screen. Go away, I don't want the procedure. Look at that, there are quite a couple of clouds along the way. Not yet really that bad, but still something that we need to consider once we land. Is there something else that I could tell you about the Islander? I mean, I've flown it about, I don't know. That doesn't really reflect the actual flying time. I think it is about double that. I've flown it about 10, 12 hours at, not double, but at least 10 or 12 hours, something like that. It didn't count everything in here. And I would say that apart from the things that are still missing, first of all, we still have the problem with the flickering textures. I mentioned that a couple of times. And we also have that problem here, back here on the tail, on the, what's it called? The tail number. And also we have the problem that there is no pitot heater working, and there are no taxi lights, and the brakes are off a little bit, but as you can see on another video that I did, we can do some correction to that. Apart from that, it feels quite nice. It's still, despite the shortcomings, it's still a nice model, and it wasn't too expensive, just 20 euros. So I guess some $25. So I think it's worth the money. They did some nice work with the interior. It looks nice, and there are a couple of clickable hotspots. You can open the window and open the doors and all that. The Kodiak was my other favorite plane in the world currently. The Kodiak, it's a little bit more interactive. There's some things in the Kodiak that work, that do not work here. For example, these little switches and outlets, air vents. These things are not interactive, but most of the doors work. This one doesn't. Most of the doors work. As you can see, there's a little, you can pull the handle. And on the outside, if you want to start up the plane, you're going to have to do the pre-flight check. On the outside, you can do a shortcut. I put Alt-C to do the pre-flight check for me automatically, almost, but there are a couple of things that you still need to pull away manually. The auto pre-flight check doesn't work entirely. Not a big issue really, a little bit annoying, but not that bad. But all in all, I've seen worse planes than this one, so I don't complain too much. Hey Murph, what's up? How do you do?
Ahoy there! I'm doing grand, thank ye. Just here to sprinkle a bit of Irish cheer while we soar through the skies.
So go ahead and tell us a joke.
Why did the Scarecrow win an award? Because he was outstanding in his field.
We might want to increase the altitude a bit, right? I'm going to put in a new flight plan. And it's going to bring us from... I'm going to put a flight plan onto little nav map so I can see the altitude that we need to fly at. This is the departure, and then I'm going to put in the destination. I'll even show you guys. This is my destination. So we're, it might be a good idea to fly it. Yeah, we're above the altitude that's being suggested by the system, so that's good. We should not be running into any kind of mountains. Well, but it could be a little close, actually. Looking at what's happening here. Oh, look at that. That is... what kind of mountain is that? These mountains are pretty high. I think because we deviated from the original course, it actually might be that we need to increase the altitude or fly left a little. Yeah, we're gonna fly heading. At least for the time being. There we go. Just to make sure that we don't run into these mountains. Could go a little to the right here. And not deviate too much from the original path. Yeah, these mountains are pretty high. They are... where are we? They are more than 3,000... almost 4,000 meters high. They're almost 12,000 feet. Yeah, it might be a good idea to not crash into these mountains. What is happening with the weather here? Look at that. There is a rectangle of no weather happening at all. It seems. That a little bug? "19 miles to go." This doesn't look nice up here. Up ahead, these clouds. In reality, you'd need to fly around these clouds, I guess, because I have not filed an IFR flight plan. Fortunately, this is a sim. I think. I'm not sure about that, but I think if you want to fly through heavy weather, then you need to file a flight plan. Otherwise, it's you're breaking the rules, I guess. And it makes sense because it's a safety measure. There are so many pilots who perished because they were not respecting nature and not respecting the terrain and not respecting weather and all that. So I don't want to die even virtually. Okay, I think we can turn right a little bit here. We're passing these high mountains. Okay, and let's zoom in a little here on the map. 14 miles to go. And we're reaching the top of descent pretty soon, I would expect. I would expect ADC to hand me over to the CTIF frequency, but they're taking their time. Well, this is not ideal. If there are so many clouds at our destination, it's going to be a challenge, really. I think we'll lose some altitude now. Let's go to, we're supposed to fly to 6,000. Let's go to 7,000 initially and see how things are going. And I'm gonna fly. What the heck? No, this is not my intention. Vertical speed minus 1,000 feet.
Islander
Oh,
Delta
there we go.
Foxtrot Delta, Dundee Airport at your 2 o'clock, 14 miles. Change to advisory frequency approved. Radar services terminated. Squawk VFR. Take care.
Squawk VFR frequency change approved. Delta Foxtrot Delta. Good day. Okay, let's switch to VFR here. There we go. And go to the CTIF frequency. 122 dot. 122.8. And the destination is Bundi. Bundi traffic. Code Islander Delta Foxtrot Delta is about 10 miles northwest of the airport with the intention to land on runway 15. Bundi.
Islander Delta, Foxtrot Delta, contact Bundy traffic for landing instructions. You are not under flight following with us.
Did I not change frequencies here? Oh, stand by. I'm sorry. Bundi traffic, Islander Delta Foxtrot Delta is about 10 miles northwest of the airport with intention to land on runway 15. Will report final doody. A Bundi. I'm not a professional, obviously. You know what I'm missing in say intentions that would be quite a bit more convenient was the ability to, you know, get the frequencies for you know what I mean. Yep, that's right. Nearest. Oh, mother. 128 decimal. Oh, look at that. Oh man, we should fly nav now. I'm really not at at the top of my game today. I'm sorry guys, this is a little bit, no, not Chimbu, clear, direct to strayed, blah, activate, there we go. I'm really doing a lot of shit today here. This is annoying, embarrassing even. We're gonna lower the altitude to, like, I don't know, 5,500. That might be a good idea, right? Oh man. Look at the clouds. I cannot see shit. Lower the flaps. And hope for the best, right? We might even be able to activate the approach, right? No, that doesn't work. No approach for me today. How unfortunate. So I am going to have to fly manually. And I cannot see the runway, which is not that good. But, you know. Ah, it gets better. Down there is a runway, as it seems. Maybe this is the runway. I hope it is. Interesting little valley. Trim the nose down a little, pull back on the throttle. Is that the runway? I'm not even sure about that. Where is the heck? Where is the... This is not the runway. You're kidding me. This is no runway at all. We're gonna have to fly left, but I cannot even see the frickin' runway. Is that the runway over there? Unfortunately, people, the simulator does not allow me to see the runway properly if it's not, I mean, like 1 mile ahead, because the textures are so washed out. I think we're gonna have to explore a little, because I cannot see the runway. Where the heck is it? We're gonna have to fly around this mountain. Trim the nose up a little bit. Lower the flaps fully. And pray that we're not going to fuck this up in an epic fail. Full RPM. Where the heck is the goddamn runway? I'm sorry I'm swearing here, but I cannot see a runway. Where is it situated? I would laugh all the way to hell and back if it was down in the valley somewhere, but I think it is not. That's somewhere there. That should be ahead, actually. Still can't see it. Difficult to spot. I've not been at this airfield here so far. Is it this? Oh, I think this is the runway. It's right up ahead. Yeah. And actually now it would let me do an approach, proper one. Let's see what the autopilot does. I'm going to give him a chance to no, it doesn't. It won't do. It is not doing the right altitude. It's not adjusting the altitude. So where is the runway? This is it. Okay. Yeah, that's actually the only way to approach the runway. You cannot approach from the other side. And now it's beginning to rain. Of course it is. Of course it's beginning to rain. But at least the runway is pretty long, and they cleared the approach. The trees have been cut down. I do appreciate that a whole lot. I really do. And there's a car waiting for us. Or is that a hut? No, it's a car. They're waiting for us. Oh, nice. So let's go to these guys and say hello. Raise the flaps. This is a slope runway. A little bit of a slope. So we're going to depart downslope in this direction here. Okay, let's put in the parking brake for a minute and cut off the fuel and submit the PREP. Of course, I forgot to announce final on the runway. I'm not a professional. Okay, reload. Let's see. I'm still not at $200,000. Oh, dude. Let's do another contract. We are at Alpha Yankee Delta India. 8 government officials to AL. We're going to fly back to Mount Hagen, right? But that's not going to bring us a whole lot of money. AL is 22 miles away. And it's going to give us a whole lot of money. Much more if we were to move. We cannot pick even half of the amount here, which means, and it's double the distance. So of course we're going to take that one. We're going to have to split the contract. Doesn't matter to me. Split it in 2. We can only take on 9 passengers. Government. We can share the contract here. The other half of the contract. Here we go. Select the plane, the destination. Oh man. The destination is Alpha Yankee Oscar Lima. We don't yet need any fuel. We could actually, no, we can't. Select the flight type, standard flight. Yes. Okie dokie. Fetch the dispatch. 1530 on the cargo. The amount of fuel still works. 1530 on the cargo. Oh, that's good enough. Blah, seats are still. What the heck? Why doesn't it not remember? There's got to be a pilot, right? For some weird reason, it is not remembering that there should be a pilot. What is wrong with the system? 170 pounds for the pilot. How about it? Okay, I'm going to put in the co-pilot. Maybe this works. I'm weighing a little bit more. Let's put in 200 pounds. That's a little bit more. What? Oh, come on. Gotta be kidding me. No, I don't want no co-pilot in my view. I'm going to have to... It's all so wrong, dude. Okay, we're going to fly without a pilot, obviously. And put in some more cargo to compensate for this. 170, 200 more pounds means 1,700 something. Yeah, that's good. Load. Does that work now? I so hate the electronic flight book of the simulator. It's such an annoyance. Okay. Mixture full. Prop full forward. Turn that on. Fuel pumps on. Ignition on. Start the engines. There we go. Increase the idle a little bit. Turn that off. Turn that off. And make sure we have takeoff and takeoff. Lights are still on. We can start to roll. We're going to do it right this time. I'm going to try it with Bundy traffic. Islander Delta Foxtrot Delta is taxiing runway 33. It's raining. Okie dokie. So let's turn around. Let's not fall into the bush here. Let's do some split throttle to come around more easily. Okay. Trim is set. Flaps are set. Let's reset the altimeter here. Let's make sure that we have right autopilot settings. We're going to climb to 10,000. There we go. We will again fly with speed, the autopilot speed. Let's go to 100 knots. Oh no, the bug is not working. As intended. It takes forever. It takes forever. This is so annoying. Nav is still active. Let's reset the flight plan. Flight plan, menu, delete. Put in the destination. The destination is, where's my bush tracker? Alpha Yankee Oscar Lima. Oscar Lima. It's koi. Okay, let's take a quick look at the destination, Alpha Yankee Oscar Lima. I'm going to show you guys on the map here. Here we go. It should be a pretty easy approach. We can approach from this side, I guess. It's probably runway 15 that we might want to use. Yeah, it's also the best runway for wind, but looking at the topography here, I would say that 15 is the way to go. Let's put in a new flight plan and see how high we're going to have to fly. So that is our departure airport, and OL is the destination, and we're supposed to be flying at 13,500 feet. We might want to avoid that, flying a slightly different route. And we could of course fly so high, but we could also do a fly slightly to a route that goes slightly to the south, because the distance is rather short. Yeah, we're gonna do that. We're gonna fly through this valley here, see how the weather is, and then yeah, let's do that. Add position to flight plan. And I can watch on the map how we're moving along. Bundy traffic, Delta Foxtrot Delta is taking off runway 35 with westbound departure, Bundy. Let's go. .60, rotate, and off we go. Such a monkey, this plane. There's a bit of turbulence. Raise the flaps. Trim the nose down a little bit. And then I would say that we're going to make a left turn, and fly through this valley here. This might be this valley here. I mean, this looks nice. Alright, pull back on the throttle to go to 2,300. And pull back on the throttle as well to go to 10 gallons. Something like that. And we will be flying heading for now. But I'm not going to activate the autopilot just yet. I think, let's take a look at the map. We're going to have to cross that little ridge here. We might want to fly to the left a bit. I just don't see no sense in trying to fly over this mountain. It does not make any sense. The radar doesn't look too good. There's a lot of rain in this area. But I guess we'll manage. So let's make sure we talk to the right people here. Moresby, Islander Delta Foxtrot Delta just took off from Bundy Airport, climbing to 10,000. Destination is Alpha Yankee Oscar Lima. Request flight following. We're gonna go to 2,500 RPM because we needed to climb a little. And center will not talk to me. Whatever. Moresby, Delta Foxtrot Delta is, hello? My message is clear. I want to go there, and I want to go there fast because the weather is deteriorating quite quickly, and you guys are going to have to make sure that if I crash, I will be rescued. So that's about the size of it. Delta Foxtrot Delta. Look at these clouds and the shitty weather.
Islander Delta Foxtrot. Delta, understood. We will monitor your flight. Maintain VFR and proceed to Alpha Yankee Oscar Lima. Report any changes in your situation.
Oh, that is so nice of you. Thank you very much, Delta Foxtrot Delta. I don't like that. We're going to climb as quickly as we
Delta
can.
Foxtrot Delta. You're welcome. Safe travels to Alpha Yankee Oscar Lima. Islander Delta Foxtrot Delta. Verify your squawking 2555. Mode Charlie.
Let's see. Do we squawk? No, we don't. 2, 5.
At our 12 o'clock, about 3 miles out, you'll see the stunning Kegelsugal Airport. This gem was built in 1982 and serves as a vital gateway to the Chimbu province. It's nestled in the highlands of Papua New Guinea, surrounded by lush mountains and vibrant greenery. The airport is named after the nearby Kegelsugal village, which is known for its rich traditions and friendly locales. It's a popular spot for adventurers looking to explore the breathtaking landscapes and unique cultures of the region. So keep your eyes peeled and maybe we'll spot a local doing a traditional dance on the runway.
Squawking 2555 555 555 Delta Foxtrot Delta. There's just no getting around this mountain.
Islander Delta Foxtrot Delta. Cole Airport at your 2 o'clock. 14 miles. Change to advisory frequency approved. Radar services terminated. Squawk VFR.
Sagwalk of BFR. Frequency change approved. Delta Foxtrot Delta. Have a nice day. Oh. There are winds. Textures look nice, really. And I think we're going to have to get down into the soup again. Look at these nice textures. It looks beautiful. It really does. Might be nice to fly with helicopters. Oh, what is this? Is that supposed to be a little lake? Maybe, in reality? Who knows? Okay, so we're going to descend towards the actual runway, to the airfield of Cole, and I guess that is going to be the final destination for the day. It's almost half past 12 here. Oh, look at that! There's a rainbow right down there. Okay, so as I said, runway 15 might be the preferred option here. Procedure, select approach, 15, enter, straight, yep. But we cannot trust the autopilot to not lead us straight into the mountain side, so we're gonna have to fly manually. Can lower the RPM here, I forgot that. We can zoom in on the radar. We know what's happening around us, so there we go. We're gonna have to make a left turn. There are some nasty... No, there are no nasty clouds here. It might be raining. It might be raining down there. Yes, it is. You can see the rain coming down here. But as long as I can still see something somehow. I think we could try to shoot an approach here. Activate the autopilot and activate the approach. Let's see how the autopilot's gonna work with us on that. It actually seems to work the altitude. Interesting. Now it works. It didn't work during the last approach. I don't know why. Interesting. So where is the runway? Oh, what a massive double rainbow here. Look at that. A double rainbow. And where is the airfield? We should increase the speed a little. There is supposed to be a runway down there somewhere. Can't see it yet. Another one of those runways that another one of those airfields that I have not been at before. Where the heck is it? I can only see rainbows. That rainbow really means business. He wants me to crash into the mountain. I cannot see enough. Well, it might be interesting. Okay, reduce the speed. Lower the flaps. Where is this runway? Dude. What the heck? I cannot see any runway anywhere. Does this thing even exist? Now the approach kind of fell flat. Let's see. Oh, you gotta be kidding me. Is this the airport? I can't see anything. There is no airport. There's no airfield, actually. That might be it. Oh, I'm just gonna fly over it. The thing here is the valley is pretty tight. So, I might have... No, we're supposed to be above the airfield. I cannot, for the life of me, see any kind of airfield down there. What is happening? I'm missing something here. That's some weird shit, as George W. used to say. That is some weird shit. I'm sorry, guys, but there is no runway here. There is no frickin' runway here. Or is this here supposed to be a runway? I mean, I can land right there in the middle of the jungle, but I'd prefer a real runway. Oh, come on. Let's make sure we don't crash into the mountainside here. Yeah, the runway is supposed to be down somewhere at this very spot. Okay, well, we're gonna land there anyway. No way around that. Oopsie. Let's not kill the engine prematurely. Flaps down fully. I haven't had that before. That the actual runway does not even exist. Or at least it's not visible in the simulator, really. But that might work. Look at that. This might actually be the runway. Yeah, I think looking at the approach vector here that the GPS is trying to point us at, this is the runway, but you cannot see it from above. It's interesting. It really is. Let's not crash into the tree. That are rocks. Okay. Yeah, looking at the once we're close to the ground, you can see the grass, and I think looking at these patches of grass here and the way stuff is being arranged here, this is the actual runway, but you cannot see it from above, so weird stuff. And it's also a sloped runway, so we're gonna have to depart in this direction once we continue. But today we're just going to go to the top of the runway, park ourselves somewhere at the top of the slope here and call it a day. Maybe right behind the rock, because nobody's gonna hit the rock after landing. That might be a good spot to hide. Yep. There we go. Okay. Parking brake. Pull off, shut down. All switches off. Cut off the fuel. There we go. Ignition off. That was it. Where's my bush tracker? Submit the PREP. And that was it, folks. Weird runway, really. I mean, the approach wasn't that bad, but it was almost impossible to see from above. So have a nice day. Take care. See you soon. On Tuesday, the latest, when we continue the tour. The Pacific Edge tour. See ya. There's the camera. See ya. Bye. Take care. Have a nice day, night. Yeah, right there. You guy. Bye. Ciao for now.